Hey, folks, this is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast. How are you? It's the 2nd of October, 2014. Oh, my God. Are we, on the verge of just, going completely out of our minds? I mean, seriously. Here we are, a country so steeped in innovation, creativity, resources, the whole nine yards. And we have two still in our history. This you can go back and look at this. We still have two classes of people. We have one class that says, "Oh, we are affluent. We get the best medical care and all of that." And then we have the other class that says we're poor and we can't even, get a couple of bucks together to get us a sandwich. What the hell is wrong with America? I'll talk about that right here on the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 2nd of October, 2014. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from The Views Expressed. Please come join me on The Views Express Live, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Ah, damn politicians. My mother always told me this country would be screwed if the liberals had their way. The only sanity I get is when I listen to Jeff Wagner on the Conservative Voice, only on the Conservative Radio Network.
Chris Ann Hall, Liberty's Lobbyist, on Free America Radio Network. For more information, go to chrisannhall.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Hold on tight. Get ready.
Hey folks, welcome back. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 2nd of October, 2014. How are you? I want to know. Free America Radio at USA.com. Free America Radio at USA.com. Lots of things going on. Lots of things that we have to pay attention to. Okay, we have this Ebola thing going on. I don't think it's a huge problem. Now, when they say there's over 100,000 to 200,000 people infected in the U.S., then I think we need to, really, start examining that. But in Dallas, there have been, people exposed to it. Now, the reason why I don't think it's a big deal yet is because of the fact that I have this gut feeling that something else is going to happen. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. Okay? There's a lot of things. But I find myself sitting back wondering, okay, no matter if it's Ebola or the flu or whatever, are we prepared? This is the thing that really I've really questioned. Are we as a society, as a group of people in a neighborhood, prepared for anything that, could be coming down the line that could be negative and could be, detrimental to your existence? Are we prepared? Okay? I always encourage people to go to my website, freeamericaradio.us or the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com and get your emergency food supply now. Not tomorrow, now. Because you get blankets, you get, stuff, you get medicine, you get all this. Now, here's the thing. You can also go to Walmart or your, Army Supply surplus store, or whatever, and get all this stuff. But I suggest you get it from the Free America Radio Network because of the fact that you're going to help me out keep getting the message out. Keep getting the information out as to who's behind the curtain, pushing the buttons and pulling the handles. That too, but you're also going to get me telling you where all this is coming from. Now, our government is the most corrupt government in the world, as I see it, particularly from Washington, D.C. Now, here we are. We need to pay attention. We need to look at what's happening coming out of Washington, D.C. President doesn't give a crap about you, okay? All he cares about is his golf game, all right? That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about anything else. You think he really cares about your kids? Do you think he really cares if a school gets shut down and quarantined by the CDC, which is another corrupt organization, completely out of control? Now, I heard a story today on Glenn Beck show, and he was talking about Franklin Graham, the son of Billy Graham, and how, this whole story transpired with this doctor in Liberia, one of the Samaritan's Purse doctors, okay, that was there that contracted Ebola. Franklin Graham went to the lengths that he did to get this particular, plane to deliver this, medicine that this doctor needed. Well, story has it, basically, is that this doctor was cured of Ebola. Okay. Now, some people might say, well, he didn't have it that bad. No. He was on death's door, according to Glenn Beck and Franklin Graham, relaying the story to Glenn Beck. And here's my point. This particular plane was the only plane in America that was able to, deliver this to the hospital where this doctor was dying at death's door. It was the only plane, I'm relating this to the CDC. It was the only plane available. It is the only one in America, according to Franklin Graham and the story relayed this morning on the Glenn Beck Show. And the CDC, pretty much after the delivery or after all of this was done, the plane was confiscated by the CDC, saying now it's ours. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. Here's my point of that whole story. We have a corrupt government, period, end of sentence. I don't give a rat's ass what you think about Obama, about Boehner, about Pelosi, about Rand Paul. I don't care. You know why? It's not that they themselves are corrupt, but they belong to a corrupt system, which is beginning to show itself and show its tentacles that it has in every single area of our lives. Do you understand me? As one of the preacher friends I have said, can I get an amen? But the fact of the matter is we are not paying attention. We are not paying attention. You're on a plane. You're taxiing down the runway. You see that light come on, no smoking. And there is no smoking on planes anymore anyway. Then you see, fasten your seatbelts. Well, those are all good things, are they not? Are they not? I mean, they're fantastic, right? Okay. All good things. You walk out of your house, you get in your car, the first thing you do is you put the key in the ignition, and then you reach over and put your seatbelt on. Why? Because that's the right thing to do. Is it not? Because you, at one point in your life, paid attention and thought, I don't want to get into an accident. So you're as careful as you can be because you paid attention in driver's education. Okay. We need to pay attention. We need to focus on those things that are going to be beneficial for your neighborhood, for your city, for your county, for your state, for society as a whole. We need to pay attention. Now, some of my friends would say, I don't believe anything on the internet. If it's on the internet, okay, but you believe your damn state-run media on your local stations? You're a freaking idiot. And I don't mean to sound mean to my friends, but you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. I'm the guy on the side of the road with a big giant sign saying bridge is out ahead, and you're going to sit there and go, been down this road many times, that bridge isn't out. That's the most secure bridge around. Why would it be out? The bridge is out. And then you go sailing off into the ravine, along with the others who went down. But here's the thing, folks. We have to pay attention. We have a president that is completely out of control. We have departments in Washington, D.C. that are completely corrupt and out of control. We have a system of government that is not working. What? Yeah. I'm going to call some people out. Okay? Very soon. I'm going to call them out. Because I believe that they're not paying attention. I believe that if you look at the situations going on around us right now, you would probably sit there, put your head in your hands, and be like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. Or give a massive face palm to whatever it is you're looking at. Or shake your head. And the only thing you will say is, oh, I can't believe that. Where'd you get that information? On the internet? Yeah. You stupid conspiracy theorist, you. Folks, I'm the guy on the side of the road with the sign saying the bridge is out. How about stopping your freaking car for a minute and paying attention? How about getting out of the car and walking with me so I can show you that the bridge is out? What? You mean you actually have to prove to yourself that what is being said is true and accurate and factual? Holy crap, that takes too much work. Let me just keep driving. Off into the ravine you go. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I know that it sounds too unbelievable. I know that some people will look at me and go, oh my God, and give me a massive face palm. I know that people have asked me for solutions. The only solution that I have come up with is the one that you can find for yourself by following your own conscience that is beneficial for your situation. Okay? So let me get this straight. We have a country that is completely out of control. We have a situation in our country which is almost to the point of literally turning this country upside down. And you're too worried about who's going to win Dancing with the Stars? Let's see. Where are your priorities? And shall I question your integrity and character? Okay, enough of the ranting. Let's get to some of the news, shall we? Go to Free America Radio on Facebook, because that's where I'm going to share with you some of the news. Okay. By the way, there's a new show on the Free America Radio Network, the Chris Ann Hall Show, and you'll find it there on the Free America Radio Network on Spreaker.com under the Views Expressed Live. On Free America Radio on Facebook, you will see a video by Glenn Beck. Agenda 21, the UN's diabolical plan for the world, is explained on the Glenn Beck Show. Now, he doesn't talk so much about that anymore, but he alludes to it. He doesn't talk so much about a lot of stuff. He's right at the edge of exposing all of this for what it is, but he doesn't want to be called a conspiracy theorist, even though people call him a conspiracy theorist. He reveals just enough, not because he wants you to tune into his show, but because he wants you to think and go beyond the limits that have been set out there by the state-run media. Is he a shill? I don't know. And I'm gonna point my finger at those people who say that he is. Prove it. Show me the canceled checks from the government. Show me the information from premier channels who he has worked with to broadcast his show. Show me all of the information you have to prove to me that he is a shill. He is not. You prove to me that Alex Jones is working for Stratfor or whatever it may be. You prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Show me the evidence. You don't have it because there is none. Got it? Now, let me add a little cherry on the top of that ice cream. If I am wrong, I will admit to it. I don't mind, because that's called personal responsibility and self-accountability, something that you don't have. So there you go. Little slap in the face to all those people that think I'm wrong. Also on Free America Radio on Facebook, VAC, that's VAC, truth.com. Rockefeller vaccine secret revealed. Did you not know? That's part 2, by the way. You might want to go there and find part 1 as well. It's over at Dolores Medina's Facebook page as well. Also from the New American Magazine, California Governor Brown signs bill providing student loans to illegals. What? What? Also, you might want to listen to episode 806 of the Pete Santilli Show when he had a guest on that is very, very knowledgeable about what is going on. Okay? Just saying. Just putting it out there, folks. So let's go to the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page as well, because I don't have too much on there at this point, except for Reuters.com. New documents show legal basis for NSA surveillance programs, not just one. Breitbart.com. Obama silent on amnesty and address to Congressional Black Caucus dinner. Really? Fox11online.com. Mexican consulate brings ID services to Wisconsin. Shall I go on? It is one of those things, folks, and I'm not gonna pull any punches. It's one of those things where you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Pay attention. Attention. Attention, shoppers. Your liberties are at stake. Your country is falling apart. Clean up in aisle United States of America. Pay freaking attention, people. That's all you got to do. Just pay attention. Just open up your eyes. Just look around. Just pay freaking attention. I'm going to go to break. I want you to email me if you got questions, concerns, comments, even if you disagree with me. Hey, I don't mind. Go ahead. I'll read them. I'll reply. You got my word on that one. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site and check it out. If you want to sponsor the show, please do. I would very much appreciate your support. If you just want to donate, that's cool too. You can do that. But please prepare yourself. Get your emergency food supply today in case there is a man-made or natural disaster. You never know, folks. You never know. I'll be back right after this. Chris Ann Hall, Liberty's lobbyist, on Free America Radio Network. For more information, go to chrisannhall.com. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from The Views Expressed. Please come join me on The Views Express Live, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. The BK Factor, with your host Brian Keller on the Shake and Wake Radio Network, shakeandwakeradio.com.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order, because the global order is changing again. And the institutions and the rules that worked so well in the post-World War II era for decades, they need to be strengthened, and some have to be changed. So we have to do what we do best. We have to lead. We have to lead.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Welcome back, folks. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 2nd of October, 2014. How are ya? You good? Awesome. You guys are so awesome. Because without you, hey, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be, doing something else. But you see, your support in listening to this show is awesome. Your support in sharing this show is awesome. I love it. You downloaded the show. I see that. You listen to it on, on demand. On Spreaker.com. Awesome. So guess what? I applaud you. So let's go one step further, shall we? If you can, of course. Please support the show by donating or sponsoring the show if you'd like. or getting your emergency food supply at the WayneSPearshow.weebly.com site. Click on that emergency food supply, get as much as you want, because you're going to be helping out your family, and you're going to be helping out Free America Radio Network at the same time. Also, again, if you want to sponsor the show, just email me. It's not going to break your advertising budget. Believe me, it's not. But if you don't want to do either one of those, that's okay too. You can donate. One time is cool. Keep me on the air. That's awesome. So you guys rock. All right? You guys are just fan-freaking-tastic. So anyway, what shall we do? Let's go and I'll give you some news. How's that? You want to do that? All righty. Let's go do that. I'll shut up now. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing because this headline is, oh, God. dailymail.co.uk. I'll put this up on the Wayne S. Spears Show and Free America Radio Facebook pages. dailymail.co.uk. UN Ebola chief raises quote-unquote nightmare prospect, that virus could mutate and become airborne if it is not quickly brought under control. Duh. UN warns Ebola virus currently plaguing West Africa could become airborne. The longer it moves between human hosts, the greater possibility of mutation. The risk grows the longer virus is living within the human melting pot. NGOs, non-government organizations, have said the Ebola virus is currently infecting 5 people every hour. More than 3,300 people have died from Ebola since the outbreak first began, which was the beginning of the year, actually. Officials called for 1,000 new Sierra Leone isolation centers to contain virus. Officials call for 1,000 new Sierra Leone isolation centers to contain virus. I don't even think they have them built yet. The longer the Ebola epidemic continues infecting people unabated, the higher the chances it will mutate and become airborne, the UN Ebola's response chief has warned. Anthony Banbury, there we go, the Secretary General's special representative, has said there is a nightmare prospect the deadly disease will become airborne if it continues infecting new hosts. His comments come as organizations battling the crisis in West Africa warn that the international community has just 4 weeks to stop it before it spirals, quote-unquote, completely out of control. Is that fear-mongering? I don't know. That's the UN. Mr. Banbury told The Telegraph that aid workers were fighting a race against time and fears it will begin to mutate. He said, quote, the longer it moves around in human hosts in the virulent melting pot that is West Africa, the more chances increase that it could mutate. It is a nightmare scenario and unlikely, but it can't be ruled out, unquote. He also admitted the international community had been late to respond to what was the worst disaster he had ever witnessed. He said, quote, in a career working in these kinds of situations, wars, natural disasters, I have never seen anything as serious or dangerous or high risk as this one, unquote. The number of new Ebola infections is growing exponentially. Officials believe the number of new cases is doubling every few weeks, while more than 3,300 people in West Africa have so far been killed. Save the Children have also warned 5 more people are infected with the virus every hour. This week, the first case of Ebola on U.S. soil was diagnosed after Thomas Eric Duncan flew into Dallas from Liberia, touching down in Brussels and Washington en route. Experts from the World Health Organization and Imperial College London predict numbers will continue to climb and more than 20,000 people will have been infected by early next month. So far, around 6,500 cases have been officially recorded, though the number of victims is thought to be underreported. However, fears the disease may become airborne are not new. Last month, in a piece from the New York Times, Michael Osterholm, the director of Center of Infectious Disease and Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota, said experts are loath to discuss their concerns in public for fear of whipping up hysteria. Discussing the possible future course of the current outbreak, he warned, quote, the second possibility, and one that virologists are loath to discuss openly but are definitely considering in private, that an Ebola virus could mutate to become transmissible through the air, unquote. Dr. Osterholm warned virus similar to Ebola are notorious for replicating and reinventing themselves. Currently, the virus can that's weird. Currently, the virus can only be transmitted through close contact with bodily fluids, including blood, or an infected patient. It means the virus that first broke out in Guyana in February may be very different to the one now terrorizing West Africa, pointing to the example of H1N1 influenza virus that saw bird flu sweep the globe in 2009. Dr. Osterholm said, quote, if certain mutations occur, it would mean that just breathing would put one at risk of contracting Ebola, unquote. In 2012, Canadian researchers found the virus could be passed through the respiratory system between pigs and monkeys, both of which have similar lungs to humans. It was the same virus as that which is responsible for the current death in West Africa. Meanwhile, at an international summit convened in London today to tackle the epidemic, the International Rescue Committee, on behalf of 34 NGOs, will call for a 6-point plan to combat infection rates. At today's conference, Britain and Sierra Leone are proposing a new type of clinic to help slow the biggest ever Ebola outbreak. Officials are expected to announce plans to build up to 1,000 makeshift Ebola clinics in Sierra Leone. The new clinics will offer little, if any, treatment, but they will get sick people out of their homes, away from their families, and hopefully slow the infection rate. Currently, only a fraction of Ebola patients are now in treatment centers. Quote, if we don't do anything, we'll just be watching people die, unquote, World Health Organization spokeswoman Dr. Margaret Harris said. Sierra Leone is one of the hardest hit countries in the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, which is believed to have killed more than 3,300 people and infected at least twice as many. Experts say the disease will continue to spread rapidly unless at least 70% of the people who are infected are isolated and prevented from infecting other people. Dozens of Ebola treatment centers have been promised, but they could take weeks or even months to go up. Experts are turning to such imperfect solutions because the scale of Ebola outbreak is overwhelming the traditional response methods tried so far. Quote, we need to try different things because of the scale of this outbreak, unquote, said Bryce de la Vigne, Director of Operations for Doctors Without Borders. Quote, we've used these kinds of basic tents in past catastrophes, but never for Ebola, unquote, he explained. Quote, but right now we're screaming for more isolation centers so patients don't infect their communities, unquote. Officials confirmed this week the first patient has been diagnosed with the deadly disease on U.S. soil. Thomas Eric Duncan flew back into the U.S. on September 20th from Liberia, touching down in Brussels and Washington en route. It emerged just 4 days before Mr. Duncan boarded a plane bound for Dallas, Texas. He helped carry his landlord's convulsing daughter to Liberian clinic to be treated for Ebola. The woman, named by the New York Times as 19-year-old Marthaline Williams, died the next day after being turned away from the overcrowded hospital that didn't have room for her. The landlord's son and 3 neighbors who came in contact with the woman also died soon after. But Mr. Duncan wasn't showing any symptoms when he arrived at a Monrovia airport on September 19th and therefore was allowed on the flight out of Liberia bound for the U.S. In Liberia, Mr. Duncan worked moving cargo for FedEx, but had recently quit his job when he acquired a visa to visit the U.S. where his son reportedly lives. He is one of the estimated 13,000 500 people from the Ebola hotspot countries of Sierra Leone, Guyana, and Liberia who currently hold visas to visit the U.S. and could possibly spread the outbreak. That is from dailymail.co.uk. I will put that on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page, and I will also put that on the Free America Radio Facebook page. And I want to ask this very simple question. Why the hell are we not closing down the airports? Close them down. I don't care. Close them down. You want to die? Keep them open. But if you don't, close the damn things down. I know we can't close all airports. I understand that. I get that. But why are we allowing these people to fly back and forth? Shut down all air travel to Liberia and all that Western Africa outlet. Just shut it down. The only people that should go in there is, and I hate to say this, is the CDC and other people that are non-governmental organizations that are able to help. Okay? Now, I don't know what people are thinking, but pay attention, folks. What the hell is going on? Oh, yeah, America's got some really high-tech medical stuff, and we can battle this and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's all curable stuff that we got rid of about 70, 80 years ago because of the technology and the innovation and the creativeness of the people in the medical field. But I'm telling you right now, there's so much information out there. I saw some information saying, don't take the Ebola virus, it's going to give you Ebola. Well, that's the same kind of thing that was talked about 20, 30, 40 years ago. Don't take the flu shot, it's going to give you the flu. It's that kind of crap, okay? Let's not get into this hysterical area of thought and say, oh my God, we're all going to die. It's not going to work. It's not going to help. Let's just look at the situation and say, let's do this, this, and this, and let's do what we can to slow the progress. And if that means end all flights to West Africa, then that's exactly what we freaking do. Do you understand that? Can we go to our governors, our people in charge, and say, can you just stop the flights from over there from coming here? Are you that stupid? Okay? You want to stop the spread, stop the transmission? Stop the freaking flights. It's just, you got to pay attention to this stuff, folks. I mean, people are sitting around probably, sitting around going, oh my God, I got a cough and I feel kind of feverish. I got Ebola. No, you don't. Take some ibuprofen. Well, I don't know. But you understand the hysteria behind it. Okay? You understand the hysteria behind it. Okay? There was I believe it was over 3 million people that died in the bubonic plague back in the 1700s, something like that. 15, I don't know when it was, but it was quite a while ago. We had a pandemic go through the United States, the influenza, the flu, in the early 20th century, and it killed a lot of people. We bounced back after that one, but people were up in arms. They were hysterical. They were, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Oh. No. Get your head out of your ass and start thinking straight and find solutions. One solution, stop the damn flights. Cancel all flights to West Africa. I don't care. But we're going to lose money. What? Then you're going to be... airline presidents are going to be facilitating the death of American people and other people around the world if you continue to allow flights to go to and from West Africa. Understand that, dumbass? You're going to be facilitating the death of millions. Yes, I know that's hysterical, right? I know that's far beyond, any rational number that could ever be, ascertained through this whole situation, right? Pay attention. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to go to break. Going to go hang out with some promos. Anyway, folks, don't be hysterical. Think about it. Use your head. Think about where you're going, what you're doing, and who you're with. And if they show signs, get the hell away from them. Okay? I'm just saying. Just go from there. There's people now that are taking their kids out of school and keeping them home. I'm going to go to break. I'll be right back. We'll talk about something else. I don't want to ruin your day. So, yeah, I'll be back right after this. Don't wait until another natural or man-made disaster strikes. Have at least 72 hours of emergency gear near you at all times, and that includes food. Get your emergency food supply today. Go to freeamericaradio.us and at the top of the page, click on the emergency food supply link. Help your family by purchasing as much emergency food supply as you need. You'll be helping out your family and Free America Radio Network. Thank you. For all you independent artists, musicians, and filmmakers, there is a place for you. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com.
Sarasota's home for R&B and soul. The Razorblade Express with Dave the Rave.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Damn politicians. My mother always told me this country would be screwed if the liberals had their way. The only sanity I get is when I listen to Jeff Wagner on the Conservative Voice, only on the Conservative Radio Network.
Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is looking for you. Are you a voice actor? Do you want to hone your abilities? Please send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. We are currently looking for voice actors to fill certain character roles in an ongoing radio play in development. Please send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. Hey folks, welcome back. This is the Lena Spear Show podcast for the 2nd of October, 2014. Lots of things going on. Hey, I didn't mean to scare the hell out of you, but you got to pay attention to what's going on. You have to really sit down and ask yourself those tough questions. I mean, you really have to. Okay? By the way, did you know that in California that if if a police officer or a family member deems you to be a little out there in left field, they can come confiscate your guns now? It's a law in California now. Did you know that if you show signs of any type of disease, or if, let's say, you just had a few too many cups of coffee and you seem to be a little, a little more kinetic than usual, a little animated, you know what I mean? They can now pick you up and put you in a hospital because they think that you're like, totally Fruit Looped. Okay? They can put you in a FEMA camp. Do you understand me? Pay attention, folks. Okay? How many people like to do puzzles? I like to do puzzles. Give me a 1,000-piece puzzle, man, and I'm a happy man. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. But, you like doing puzzles. Put the puzzle pieces together. The picture they're showing you on the box is not going to be the picture that you see once you put that puzzle, together and put the pieces all together. It's going to be a freaking nightmare, folks. They're going to show you this nice house, nice, landscape, a couple of horses out there, maybe a sheep or two or whatever, You put the puzzle pieces together and you see this nightmarish, hellish-looking thing, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not on the front of the box. What the hell is going on? This is what I'm saying, folks. Pay attention. Now, I know I'm telling people what to do, and I don't like being told what to do, never have, never will, and that's just the way it is, because no one has a right to tell me what to do except a boss that pays me every 2 weeks, and since I'm my own boss, hey, there you go. But I'm just suggesting to you that you should pay attention. Yes, I'm using harsh words like pay attention, but I'm doing it for your own good. I'm doing it to help you understand what's going on out there. Now, when I say I'm doing it for your own good, I mean that I care about what happens to you. Okay? Unless you're, a radical Islamist and you want to cut heads off American people, then I've got, not going to happen in my backyard there, mister. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention, get your head out of your butt, realize what's going on, right? Now, here's the other thing, and I want to get on with this other. I don't have that much time left, folks, and, I get to ranting, and okay, let's go to, I'll go to the go-to site that I like going to, which is the Drudge Report. There's a scare in Hawaii for Ebola and all that good stuff. Nancy Pelosi, oh my God, somebody better just put her in a funny farm, because she's the dumbest person on the face of this planet. She is. I'm not kidding you. She is like the dumbest person on the face of this frickin' planet. This was posted yesterday at thehill.com. Pelosi, Dems will take Congress, White House in 2016. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, Democrat of California, that's 2 strikes against her right there, predicted a Democratic sweep in 2016. If Republicans keep the House in November, Pelosi said they wouldn't hold their majority for long. Quote, their days are numbered. I know that in 2 years, we'll have a Democratic Congress and a Democratic president, unquote. She told reporters on her weekly press conference. Quote, I'd like it to be in 2 months, unquote. See? Right there. See? Yeah, right there. Okay. Pay attention, folks. Asked if she was conceding that Republicans would hold the House in November's midterms, Pelosi insisted, no, I'm not. That's Pelosi saying that. Quote, I think we'll do okay, unquote, said Pelosi, who was headed to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee to discuss the elections. Pelosi compared November's midterms to the Olympics, in which the final result can come down to a matter of inches or seconds. Quote, 5 weeks from today, we have no regrets, unquote. We can have no regrets. That's what she said. Pelosi slammed the GOP agenda and Republicans' governing tactics. Quote, they have no ideas. They have nothing to offer the American people in terms of job creation, financial stability, lowering the cost of education, raising the minimum wage, stopping their tax breaks for their friends to send jobs overseas, unquote. She said, "Oh, let me interject, Miss Pelosi, you freaking idiot. You guys on the Democratic side were the ones that are giving away the store. You guys have jacked up the taxes in the last 6 years, and your freaking head of your Democratic Party, Mr. Barack Obama, has increased the damn national debt by almost $8 trillion. So shut up, you freaking moron." No, I'm not mad, am I? Continuing, Pelosi said voters weren't responding to the GOP agenda. No, because your Democratic lead is holding things up. Hello? Do you know who that is? Harry freaking Reid, Democrat of Nevada. Would you... Quote, this is what she said, quote, "Where we've out-mobilized them, we've out-recruited them, we've outraised them in a shameful extent. They're desperate," unquote. She said, "No, you freaking moron." No, you complete asshat. I am putting this up on the Free America Radio website, the Facebook page, for you to read her words for yourself. Okay? I am done with political parties. I'm done. There should be no political parties in the United States of America. The only reason why there is because one hand shakes the other's hand and they pay each other off. Go look it up. The corporations run Washington, D.C., and they pad the pockets of these politicians who, through lobbyists, through special interest groups, through these morons like Nancy Pelosi. I'm just... You hear the frustration in my voice, don't you? It's there. I'm at the point where I'm hoping for the collapse of America so that we the people can rebuild it by constitutional principles. Got it? Prior to 1871. Yeah, that's when Washington, D.C. was incorporated into a business, a city-state unto itself. Hello. Go look it up. If you would, please. Thank you. Yeah, there comes a time when you hope that it collapses so that the insanity will go away. Both parties are corrupt, period. They're both bought out by corporations who fund their campaigns through lobbyists and special interest groups. Geez, you don't have a really positive view of America, do you? Hell no, I don't. We need to take these radical Islamists, the cells that are here, the terrorist cells that are here in the United States, and we know where they're at because, hey, we know where they're at. And we need to pack their little asses up and get their ragheads out of this freaking country. Yes, I said that because they're radical Islamists that want to kill Americans. I personally know people in the Islamic faith, Muslims, that will give their shirt off their back to you if you need it. They are that happy to be around people who love them and want to help. But they themselves have said, no, we don't even look at those freaking idiots. Those people are way out of line. You understand that there is a problem in this country. The problem in this country is that there are too many complacent, mind-numb zombies hanging around because they're like, gimme, I need to eat. I had 4 or 5 babies and I need the government to be my sugar daddy. That's profiling. I don't care. Look at it this way. Let me just bottom line all this. Let's take all that other stuff out of the equation for a moment and look at it this way. First of all, we have to have a system of government that is not centralized. Period. Because that is what our founding fathers said would happen. That if it became centralized, then it would be a nightmare. That's not their words, that's mine. But go back and look at their writings. You will see that they said, no, we can't have a centralized government. This is why they have the legislative, judicial, and executive branches to separate the powers so that there would not be a centralized government. Do you understand that? Hello? Go back and look it up. Then, what we have to have within that system is governors that are going to have the balls to stand up and say, hey, you're trying to kill our people. Get the hell out or we will force you out. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, that's an act of war. That's that, and that's this, and oh my God, you're asking for, a coup, and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm asking for a reasonable, sensible system of government, decentralized. Oh, by the way, let's decentralize the whole issue of the money system. Number 1, get rid of the IRS. Number 2, get rid of the Federal Reserve. Period. End of sentence. Put the money back in the Treasury. Let's just just write it off. Bankrupt, write it off, start all over, get rid of the IRS, get rid of the Federal Reserve, put the money back in the Treasury, and tell the states, you guys are now in control. Not the Federal Reserve, not the IRS. Federal Reserve has 6 or 8 heads of that bank who are heads of different corporations around the world. I don't want to hear it. Go check it out yourself. And I'm going to say this one last thing before I leave, and it's very simple. Anybody that disagrees with me, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people disagreeing with me. That's fine. Hey, it makes for a good, healthy discussion. Hello. But if you're going to accuse me of something, you better prove yourself right, because I'm not going to give you 2 seconds of my time. Got it? Okay. Got that clear? Awesome. If you think I'm wrong, and I find that I've overlooked something, I will not hesitate to go back and look at stuff. But if I find out that I am wrong, it's called self-responsibility and self-accountability, I will sit there and admit when I'm wrong. And don't sit there with your smug little look on your face and say, well, go ahead, you better admit that you're wrong now. No, you're an ass. Go away. I'm not going to spend 2 seconds in the same room with you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. You don't like anybody disagreeing with me. No, I want people to disagree with me, but I want them to prove themselves right. I want them to bring the information to the table that they have so we can discuss it. That's all. It's very simple. By the way, those types of people hate to admit when they're wrong. That's why they're going to do everything on a negative, everything negative to find anything that is in opposition to anything that I or you say. There you go. I know their game and their playbook. I know their play. I've done it before, many years ago, to try to shove it in people's faces. Now I go, wait a minute, I can't do that because I might be wrong. And I have to prove to myself that I am right before I even talk to anybody in any type of discussion whatsoever. So anyway, Come join me on the Views Express Live today. I might be a little calmer, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Free America Radio Network. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and even if you disagree with me, send me your information at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. Again, the Views Express Live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on Free America Radio Network, on Spreaker.com, and on freeamericaradio.us.